tempo and being a leader on the floor. They see him more vocal this year, Bob, and he's a preseason all-defensive pick for Atlantic 10, so look for him to have a big year for the Spiders.
Red out night at the Robins Center. The home team Spiders are wearing the red, Longwood wearing the white. Sit back, relax, enjoy basketball action. The 2018-2019 season is underway, and Longwood will have an opportunity to fire up the game's first shot, and that's the guy we featured on our pregame report, Lorenzo Phillips. He'll be the point guard for this Longwood team. Walton did not start the other night for Longwood, but I guess when you score 20 points, you get yourself into the starting lineup.
I think so, and he's one of the better athletic players, so look for him to score a lot of points or shoot a lot of attempts, and he just went to the basket that time, uncontested with a layup that time.
First points of the game from the guy who poured in the 20. This is his second season at Longwood. He was a junior college transfer. Now the Spiders with the ball for the first time, and they left Grant Golden open, but Grant misses the first shot, and Pernell Agee, a 6'8" redshirt junior, who started his collegiate career at Loyola of Chicago, now finds himself in Farmville, Virginia. And there's your first turnover of the game. That'll be a travel violation on Jashawn Smith, the 6'5" junior. All right, Greg Beckwith, before we get too far along in tonight's game, how about your Luck Chevrolet keys to the game, and what is this arithmetic at the top of the list?
Well, you know the three returning starters, Bob, are Gilliard, Sherrod, and you got Golden. Now, who the other two guys out there? KO. What can he do to help this team this year? And, of course, the freshman, Wojcik. Let's see what they can do. They're going to have to share the basketball, spread the floor, and really let Gilliard go to work like we just saw just now. And then if you get Gilliard in the defensive side of the ball, he's going to cause a lot of trouble and put a lot of pressure on you. Can those guards do that this evening against Lancers? Get some easy buckets in transition. But the key is spacing the floor, sharing the basketball, and a lot of movement when we see the Spiders play.
Then when the Spiders get on defense, let's talk about that defend outside in. Third key to the game. Jacob Gilliard with the fadeaway three. Look at that offensive rebound by Nick Sherrod. And then he got tied up by Jordan Cintron, and it'll be Spider ball.
When you talk about Nick Sherrod, Bob, and we're talking to the coaching staff, they want him to really have a really good non-conference season. He's been really dynamite. Averaged 17 points in conference play. Gets off slow last 2 years, slow starts in non-conference. They want to be consistent year-round. See if he can do that this year.
Great inbound pass to Golden, but he has it stripped, and now the Lancers, who want to play up-tempo basketball, are on the run, and Jashawn Smith has the layup.
You're going to see the Lancers push the ball. We'll talk about their philosophy in a few, but Bob, they're going to push the ball, look for shots quickly against the Spiders. They want to up quick pace tempo.
Wojcik, the freshman. Golden, the redshirt sophomore. Nearly scored 500 points last year in leading the Spiders in scoring. Sherrod misses, and the Spiders are scoreless the first 2 minutes in.
And it's very stagnant offense. We talked about sharing the basketball, a lot of movement, and they're not doing that right now. The Spiders, I saw Coach Mooney tell them, just move the basketball. A lot of standing and watching right now for the Richmond Spiders.
But another turnover as Walton caught the pass and took a couple of steps. Chris Mooney now in his 14th season as the Spiders head coach. He needs 2 victories to tie Hall of Fame coach Dick Tarrant for the all-time winningest coach at Richmond. And now the Spiders turn the ball over as it goes off of the fingertips of Grant Golden.
And this is expected. Everyone's antsy and anxious for both teams, and Spiders especially. They want to, we talked about, get off to a really quick start and have a really good sense of urgency playing in this first game.
Is this expected, Greg? A little full court pressure by the Spiders.
Well, it loosens you up. You know, it takes the nerves out of you, gets you going, gets your juices flowing.
Deep in the corner, that's Phillips who misses, and Sherrod battling for the rebound. Now the Spiders in transition. Gilliard, who led him in assists a season ago. KO and Golden strong to the basket, but misses it off of the lip of the rim. And Walton tries to go coast to coast, and he lost the ball off of his leg. And both teams a little sloppy here in the first 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, everybody's trying a little too hard right now. I think the Spiders are trying a little too hard. I think Grant Golden will have those shots. He'll never miss too many of those shots, those open shots he has gotten so far. So a little tense right now in the first couple minutes of this game, which is to be expected. Coach
Mooney 11-2 in season openers, but one of the 2 was the disappointment last year that lost to Delaware 76-63. The Spiders' first basket of the season, appropriately from the leading scorer last year, Grant Golden.
Yeah, he won't miss too many of those shots he's getting right now. They get good looks. That's the thing that the Spiders will talk about all the time. They want good looks good opportunities to score the basketball.
And another traveling violation, the third traveling call already on Longwood here in the first half.
Good post up that time. Turnaround half court by Grant Gold. There's no one who can watch him against and then post for the Lancer, so he'll get that shot anytime he wants. He just takes his time and a little half jump shot in the lane.
Jacob Gilliard averaged 11 points a game last season. Led the Spiders in assists with 130. And he also knocked down 58 three-pointers last year. There's his first of this season.
Real confident player right now for the Spiders, Jake Gilliard.
Both teams have made changes. The Spiders gained some experience on the court. Julius Johnson, the lone scholarship senior, is in the game now for Richmond. Phillips missed that three-pointer.
It'll be interesting to watch Longwood this year. Attempted 690 three-point attempts last year. Let's see how many they take, because the philosophy under Ryan Hodem, who Coach Aldridge coached under, they took a lot of threes last year as a team.
Nathan Kao, the Spider sophomore, with a great take to the basket, but it spins around the rim and out. That's what you want to see, though, from Kao. The Spider coaching staff thinks he has such a tremendous upside,
Yeah,
Greg.
he does. Very athletic player. They want him to be more aggressive.
And another Longwood turnover, this one a palming violation. That's already the 5th turnover for Longwood here in exactly the first 4 minutes, which brings us to our first break. 4 minutes into the season opener from the Robbins Center. It's 2 of the big 3 for the Spiders. Golden with the 2, Gilliard with the 3, and the Spiders with a 1-point lead at our first timeout. The officials have waved the players back on the court. The timeout comes under the 16-minute mark. So because it's right at 16, play will continue, and we will get that timeout at the next whistle.
Everyone's knocking that rust off that first game, right? The officials here.
Ken Clark, Trey Steins, and Michael Lucky are the officials. Trey Steins and Michael Lucky come from officiating families. Their dads were longtime officials in the ACC and the Atlantic 10 and the CAA. Ramey Steins and Jamie Lucky. Boy, a deep 3 from the left wing by the freshman Matt Grace, who is the second Spider off of Coach Mooney's bench.
I really like Matt Grace. Kind of reminds him of Dan Giroux, who played here in the past.
That's a three-pointer by Gus Okafor, the freshman out of Baltimore, that misses. And the Spiders back to offense. Gilliard off of the dribble with a quick shot that missed.
Yeah, everyone's trying a little too hard. You gotta go through your sets, both teams on offense. You got to go through your half-court sets and work that clock.
Great steal by Jacob Gilliard. He looks to turn it into points, which he does, and one.
There you go. That's what you're talking about. Getting out, getting those steals with Jake Gilliard. Great play by Jake to finish it right before that break. Quick hands by Jake. It's a tough game right now. Everyone's struggling to shoot the ball back.
To whomever said don't bite off more than you can chew, we humbly offer a couple of exceptions. Introducing the all-new buttermilk and hand-breaded Southern Sweet and Smoky and Southern TLC chicken sandwiches. One has sweet pickles, shredded lettuce, smoky backyard sauce, and a potato bun. The other is an undeniable classic with lettuce, tomato, and mayo. Zaxby's. Friends. Family. Flavor. Order ahead on Zaxby's.com or use our app to skip the wait.
The way we access information and communicate has evolved. This evolution has resulted in the integration of telecommunication, media, and internet companies. The Communication Services Sector Spider ETF offers access to the entire communication services sector while reducing single stock exposure. The Communication Services Sector SPDR, the next chapter in investing. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Go to sectorspiders.com for prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully.
Spider basketball is driven by Richmond area Honda dealers. When you want to get more out of your vehicle, then it has to be a Honda. Right now, the Accord, Civic, Pilot, and CRV are all on sale. Don't settle for less than a Honda. Visit your Richmond area Honda dealer today. Well, Greg, Jacob Gilliard set a Richmond record with 89 steals last season, and he's preseason all-defensive team in the Atlantic 10. And there's reason number one why.
Quick hands by Jake. He has a great feel for the basketball game, Bob, and good at basketball IQ. So he's going to get a lot of steals. He's in the pass lane. He anticipates very well on defense. And we talked about the Spiders when you talked about getting after these guys on the perimeter, putting pressure on them, getting some steals and going and having some fun in this first game.
And Jake was an 84% free throw shooter last season, and nothing but that net there. He's got 6 of the Spiders' 8 points, and here comes some more full court pressure for Richmond. And the Spiders with 8 points in the game, and as you can see, 7 of them have come off of 6 Longwood turnovers in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, Longwood had 17 turnovers versus Renoff the other night, so they turned the ball over a lot.
They go inside now for the turnaround by Adji, and he knocks it down. Pernell Adji, redshirt junior, out of Dumfries, Virginia. That stops the Spider run and makes it a 2-point Richmond lead. 2 freshmen on the court right now, Matt Grace and Jake Wojcik for the Spiders, who have gone small here. Grant Golden getting a short breather. He's at the scorer's table waiting to check in. Julius Johnson misses a clean look at a 3, and Isaiah Walton with the Longwood carom. That's a deep 3 from Sean Flood that misses, and a push-off on Pernell Adji going for an offensive rebound.
The first time down in this last possession the Spiders had after the timeout, they really spread it out and shared the basketball. It was a nice pass by Gary off the baseline. So it was really nice to see that.
There's Griff Aldridge. What a story he is. The Longwood head coach, who at one point was a lawyer. At another point, he was in the investment banking industry. Then he got into college basketball coaching.
Yeah, he got tired of making a lot of money, I guess, in those 2 industries, and went to his passion, was his basketball. He's an AAU coach in Houston, Bob, under Ryan Odom at UMBC. We know what happened in UMBC. They upset #1 ranked Virginia in the NCAA last year, so he was part of that staff.
And of course, Griff Aldridge got his law degree from the
University of Virginia. Yes, which was nice for him to know. And went to Hampton-Sydney, so he's a play under Coach Shaver in Hampton-Sydney. Coached with him as well a couple years.
Another newcomer to the Spiders, but not new to college basketball in the game, and Noah Yates, the graduate transfer. That's him in the corner. Touch pass to Wojcik, who leaves a 3-ball short off the right side of the iron. Really looking forward to seeing Noah Yates play, Greg. There's a 3 by Sean Smith. He's got 5, and Longwood seesaws back ahead.
Yeah, Noah Yates will be able to help the Spiders, Bob. He's a strong body, very experienced guy. He's a football player as well. Can shoot the 3. So it's going to be, I think he can add some depth inside for the Spiders and some versatility out there.
Gilliard from way downtown, and he's got 9 on his second 3-pointer. He shot 38% from 3 last year, and he is 2 for 4 tonight already. And he's got another steal. Now it's a foot race, but Gilliard dribbles it off his foot and out of bounds.
That's great anticipation. He actually went for the fake and then came back and got that steal. But as you said, he's been working on his shot. Good 3-point shooter. But that's a nice shot, spot up by Longwood and Smith. But Gilliard said, I can do the same thing, but a little further, and hit that 3 for the Spiders. But really like his attitude and his approach this year for the game, Gilliard.
He seems very confident. The other thing he's done, Greg, is he's embraced the leadership role. Remember, we talked last year, it looked like the Spiders were looking to him as a freshman to be the leader, and he was a little uncomfortable with that being a freshman.
Sure.
This year, I think he's embraced it. In fact, I know he has.
Yep.
And another Longwood turnover.
And again, Gilliard caused that. He had an errant pass. I really like what I see about Gilliard. Right from the start, he's setting the tone for the Spiders.
And Gruber and December, 8 at home, 3 neutral site games, and only 2 true away games to try and get this team seasoned for Atlantic 10 play and try and get them some wins going into Atlantic 10 play.
Well, I think that's the key, Bob. In a non-conference schedule, what you want to do is get situational basketball. I mean by that, you play a lot of different combinations out there on the floor. You get different situations, how they look in certain situations during the game, and who's going to play where and when time comes for the conference play.
KO making the move to the basket and the one-hand runner. He knocks it down.
Coach Mooney has been on him, staying on top of him just to stay focused. He has a lot of talent. They really need him to step up and maximize his talent this year. He could be a really, really unsung hero for the Spiders this year.
Deep 3 from in front of the Spider bench. Deshaun Smith with his second of the game. He's now Longwood's leading scorer with 8 points. Richmond by 1. Golden in the low post. He will likely see some double teams throughout the course of this season. But he is a good passer too.
Yeah, that's, again, good spacing. The Spiders in that time, Grant got caught up. He didn't have anywhere to go. No one came and bailed him out. He stuck with the basketball and traveled.
Chris Mooney bringing one of the veterans back in, and Nick Sherrod. Grant Golden still on the court, but Jacob Gilliard getting a short, I assume, breather for the Spiders. Richmond's leading scorer with 9 points. And we'll see how the Spiders operate without Gilliard on the court. Another of the freshmen getting his first playing time for Richmond. Andre Gustafsson is in the contest, the freshman from Finland. And the rebound for Wojcik underneath the basket, and he's fouled by the 6'8 senior Spencer Franklin.
It's a good block out by the Spiders. KO had a nice block out. Gustafsson. Like Gustafsson could be a really good player, Bob. Very athletic, has a lot of experience international. Helsinki Basketball Academy last year, really traveled the world. Just an athletic kid. He could really get up, and some nice dunks we heard he could do, and good shooter from the perimeter.
Played on the U20 team for Finland, played on the U18 team for Finland as well in international competition. But the Spiders turn it over, and in transition, Isaiah Walton buries it.
Yeah, you got to find him. He's a 38% three-point shooter from the field from last year, so you got to know where he is to score.
Longwood by 2 as we approach halfway through the first half of game 1 of the season. Good ball handling by Sherrod, but he misses the foul line jumper, and Isaiah Walton with the rebound. Oh, he might have gotten away with a double dribble there at midcourt. And Phillips might have gotten away with a travel. But Longwood in possession.
All on the perimeter, Bob.
Walton fouled by KO.
They're spotting up around that three-point line, and what they do is they have a little dribble penetration and kick to the three-point shooters if you're Longwood. So you got to understand that through the Richmond Spiders.
2 changes for Richmond. Golden and Gustafsson go out. Grace and Gilliard come in. Chris Mooney experimenting with different lineup combinations. We expected to see that tonight, and we expect to see it in the early portion of the season. Off of the inbounds pass, though, they find Walton, who now has 7.
They found a mismatch. Gilliard at 5'9" on Walton underneath. 6'5", and they just threw it up to him. He shot over Jake that time.
Longwood now with a 4-point lead, the biggest of the first half for the visiting Lancers. The ball in Jacob Gilliard's hands.
A lot of standing in the Spiders. They had to move the ball, make something happen.
The lob by Gilliard underneath the basket to KO for 2 more.
A little two-man game by KO and Gilliard. Pick and roll, throw it up to the rim to get KO to finish.
Well, in limited playing time last year, Nathan had just 1 double-figure game. That was the 10-point performance at Fordham. They're going to count on him to have more of those this year. That deep 3 by Phillips is missed, but a second chance opportunity for Longwood. Smith from the baseline for 2 more, and he's in double figures with 10.
We've talked about the offense, Bob, for the Spiders. The defense has really got to set up in that matchup zone that they play. A lot of gaping holes here for the Spiders, so they really got to lock down and rotate defensively, really get locked down and focused. So if you watch it, they are not rotating dribble drive to the hoop, and no one's coming over to help and rotate. It's an easy bucket for Smith.
Deshaun Smith, 6'5" junior out of Raleigh, averaged 6 points a game last year. Sherrod bowls his way down the middle of the lane for his first points.
We saw that a lot in the second half of the season by Nick. He didn't settle for his jump shot, penetrate, and scored a lot of points like that.
Smith lost the handle but got it back. Now Cintron bowls his way to the basket and puts it in off the glass and the rim. Jordan Cintron, who had the double-double Tuesday night, his first bucket tonight.
Now, one thing I see with Longwood right now, early on in the game, it's really early, but you see the confidence. They play with a lot more confidence than the other Longwood teams you see. They're not sure of themselves. This team is very sure of themselves.
Sherrod did not see Isaiah Walton coming up from the blind side, and Walton turns the turnover into 2 more.
Yeah, I thought he got away with a little skip that time of that shot, Walton after the steal. Great steal by Walton.
And the Spiders now have turned the ball over 7 times. KO thought about the 3. Instead, drives to the basket and finds Sherrod off the dribble for 2 that he misses. 7.5 to go, first half. Cintron has it knocked out of bounds by Nathan KO, which will bring us to our under 8 timeout and a chance for the Spiders to regroup.
Great memories of that 2018. What a great year, and be a part of that. You were part of that national championship run, and it was great to see some of these guys on the floor this evening.
And of course, the Spiders' current head coach, Russ Huseman, was a part of that championship as defensive coordinator. And speaking of defense, there's Grant Golden with the block shot. He had 39 of them a year ago.
Well, good rotation by Grant Golden that time. Didn't stand and look. He came over and helped out on the dribble drive by Walton.
15 to shoot for the Lancers as they inbound. Half court now with a 6-point lead. Longwood's biggest of the game, biggest for either team. And Walton just dribbled through 2 players and finger rolls it in. He's got 11.
That's too easy there. Again, dribble penetration right down the Spider lane, and no one came over to resist it.
Gilliard, Richmond's leading scorer. Golden with the reverse. It was contested, and he got knocked to the court.
Yeah, I go integral. If I were the Spiders, Bob, dosage of balls going into Grant Golden on that block, because there's no one that really watched Grant. 6'10", 260, 270. There's not too many people who can stop you but Longwood.
Grant to the free throw line where he shot 63% last year. It's been a pretty clean first half. These are only the second and third free throws of the game for either side, and Grant misses the first.
Yeah, that's one area that Grant would definitely have to work on. He talked about that off season, working on his free throw shooting. I saw him last night in practice shooting, Bob, and missed a couple, and really is mad at himself. But got to really focus in and hit those. He's going to get to the line a lot.
He makes 1 of 2. And here comes some more full court pressure by the Spiders. Longwood with the ball and a 7-point lead. Lorenzo Phillips, they call him Shabuti. He's the point guard.
Yeah, trying to figure out what Shabuti means.
I was going to ask you that. You're much more hip, much cooler than I am. And another travel. Yeah. So the Spiders need to take advantage of some of these turnovers. That's the only thing that Walton has done wrong here in the first half. He has 5 turnovers to go with his 11 points.
Yeah. The Spiders really get the ball movement. They're going in, like we said, Bob. There's a 4-out, 1 in. Posting up Grant Golden. That time the ball went out of bounds that time with Sherrod trying to feed the post.
That is the 8th Richmond turnover. Noah Yates back on the court for Richmond. Jake Wojcik, Jacob Gilliard, Nick Sherrod, and Grant Golden. Walton down the lane looking for his shot. That's a tough one over Wojcik, and Sherrod the rebound.
Yeah, it's good defense by Wojcik. Got a disadvantage, 5-on-4.
But he misses the 3 from the corner. And in transition, Longwood back to offense. Lancers were 7-26 last year, 3-15 in the Big South, hence the coaching change. Golden comes up with a loose ball. Now the Spiders need to get the offense going. Gilliard from deep, nearly an air ball and a standstill rebound for Spencer Franklin.
One thing you got to be careful of if you're Gilliard and Grant and all those guys, you don't want to force the issue. Let the game come to you with a bank shot. That time by Okafor, the freshman. Speed and a smaller Lancer team right now on the floor.
Richmond just 7 of 20 from the floor and 2 of 10 from three-point land. And the Spiders find themselves down by 9. That's Noah Yates, the grad transfer from Yale. KO with another attack to the basket and another basket. And a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play for the sophomore from Montreal.
That's what he can give you too, Bob. A little dribble penetration, nothing going on. Look, he said, okay, I'll take it myself and make something happen. And KO went to the basket and bumped and finished it. Chance for a three-point play here.
See what he can do at the free throw line. He shot just 59% from there in his freshman season. And he misses the opportunity there, but the steal by Wojcik, and he puts it in. He'll remember his first collegiate point. That was a terrific steal and finish.
Yeah, good action that time. Good awareness by Wojcik.
See if that gets the young man going in some confidence. It draws the Spiders to within 5 until the 3 by Okafor.
It's a tough shot. He's fading away in the corner there. Okafor.
He was 4 of 7 from three-point range in the win Tuesday night over Randolph. He had 14 points, the 3rd highest scoring debut for a Longwood freshman since they've been a Division I team, which has only been since 2007 for the Lancers from Farmville. Sherrod misses the turnaround jumper. 8-point lead. Walton stopped by Wojcik. Sean Flood, a 6'2 junior college transfer. He's a native of Dublin, Ireland.
Yep, traveled.
He did. Lancers are in double. Turnovers are high for both teams. The Spiders last year averaged 12 turnovers per game. They have 8 here in the first half.
Well, it's a little too antsy. Like I said, only 39% from the field right now, 9 for 23 for the Spiders. A lot of standing around, and a lot of guys trying to do it themselves. They got to go within the flow of the offense and movement. We talked about sharing the basketball.
Significantly, no freshmen on the court at the moment for Richmond. Golden, Sherrod, Gilliard, Yates, and KO. KO has that pass stolen by Walton, and he will dunk it over Nathan KO. Isaiah Walton.
Now, one thing, Bob, remember, Griff Aldrich coached under Tony Schaefer. Tony Schaefer runs the same type of sets that the Spiders do. A lot of ball movement, a little Princeton style. So they're well scouted, and they understand the movements of the Spiders right now.
KO to the basket, finishes, and another chance for a three-point play. Great attack by KO.
And I call that a mature play by Cato, Bob. Didn't hang his head. When he got that steal, they gave up the steal, and then he went to the basket hard and finished. And that's what you have to do. Turn it around. Don't feel sorry for yourself. And strong drive and finish by KO.
Boy, that is a great point, Greg. He has really grown up. You know the old cliche, you make your most improvement between freshman and sophomore years, and KO just put that on display right there. Can't get the free throw to go. But he attacked the basket right after he got attacked upon. That's a great observation. Walton again, this time dishing it off, and Cintron didn't know whether to dunk it or lay it in, and he missed it altogether. But the Lancers will retain possession.
Yeah, the Spiders are fortunate there. It's a great pass by Walton after the spin move. Nice move, penetration. And it looked like Cintron just lost the ball. He didn't know what to do, like you said, Bob.
Officials determined it went off of Grant Golden and out of bounds. Off of the inbound, Cintron in the corner. And this will be an offensive foul, a moving screen here.
Yeah, that's a point of emphasis for this year in college basketball. The screening will be a point of emphasis for the referees to watch it. A lot of illegal screens the last couple of years that they wanted to clean up this year. So see that called a lot more this year, especially in the early part of the season.
Spiders down 8, 2:30, first half. Gilliard and Golden. Gilliard to the basket, kisses it home.
And one opportunity. I think Jake was going to be able to get that one off, Bob. With his size, he forced it on the baseline and went in. And called the block foul on him.
Yeah, significantly, it's on Isaiah Walton, so that's his second. Walton, the leading scorer with 13 points. We'll see if Griff Aldridge leaves him in the game. Meantime, Jacob Gilliard, the first Spider in double figures with 11 points. He was in double digits 23 times a season ago, and now 8 straight games dating back to the end of last season, but he too misses an opportunity to complete a three-point play. So the Spiders have left 3 points on the floor with missed free throws at the end of old-fashioned three-point play opportunities.
Yeah, you got to finish those off. And then Jake's a really good free throw shooter, so that's why you're surprised why he missed that.
6-point Longwood lead, 2 minutes, first half. And under the basket, Gilliard, much smaller than Jordan Cintron, is called for the foul.
See if the Spiders get a steal off of this end ball. They've been close, and Gilliard has been close. He wasn't ready that time. Came in too quick.
Walton playing with 2 fouls. Phillips to the basket for an easy, uncontested layup.
No rotation. Everyone's standing and watching on defense. That will be corrected in the second half.
Which is coming up in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Golden fouled by Jordan Cintron, the sophomore out of the Bronx. And that will put Longwood over the limit, and Grant will go to the line, where the Spiders are just 2 for 6. Golden is 1 for 2.
2 shots here for Grant, Bob. Let's see if he can make him.
Longwood has not been to the free throw line here in the first half. The Spiders have committed only 2 fouls, and yet the Lancers lead by 8.
I think Griff Aldridge was mentioning that nicely to the referee, as Grant really struggled on that first free throw. Barely hit iron.
Spiders wound up being a fairly good free throw shooting team last year, 72% by the end of the season, but they struggled early on. Part of the reason the non-conference portion of the schedule did not go well. Grant 1 of 2 at the line. He has 4 points. Isaiah Walton approaching 900 points in his 2 years at Longwood. Phillips with a long 3. That might have been an ill-advised shot. Nick Sherrod the rebound.
Yeah, the coach did not like that shot from Longwood.
Gilliard fires it out to Sherrod. A deep 3. Well, Nick Sherrod had 100 career three-pointers in his first 2 years. There's number 101 for Sherrod. And the Spiders starting to heat up, having made 5 of their past 6 field goals. That's a miss and a Julius Johnson rebound, and a chance for the Spiders, down by just 4 to make it a 1-possession game before halftime.
Yeah, they really haven't played well. They're right there, Bob.
Johnson, a deep 3. Julius Johnson's first point makes it a 1-point game. Got a 4-second difference between the game clock in white and the shot clock in yellow at the bottom of your screen. Spiders on a 7-0 run here in the last minute or so. In the corner, that's a tough 3 that's no good. And if the Spiders hurry, they could take the lead. From half court, Jacob Gilliard just off the left side of the rim. But a great Longwood with the basketball to start our second 20 minutes. 5th ever meeting between these teams. Richmond 4-0. against Longwood. Phillips right out of the locker room shooting, and Sherrod the rebound, and Richmond now has a chance to take its first lead since about 11 and a half minutes in the first half.
Phillips is now 0 for 6 from three-point range tonight.
Sherrod for the lead, gives it to the Spiders.
Set play for Nick Sherrod out of that timeout, or out of the halftime break, Bob, for the Spiders.
Now we'll see if Richmond can lock down on defense and try and make this more than a one-possession game. Grant Golden says, yes, sir, I can do that with the block shot. And now the Spiders are in transition. Good patience.
Yep, good patience.
KO had that solid first half for Richmond. That's a deep three by the freshman, Jake Wojcik. His first collegiate three-pointer gets him up off of the Spider bench.
Like I said, different attitude, different mentality coming out of that locker room for the Spiders.
And Jacob Gilliard with another steal. And a reverse layup is no good, but look at Wojcik hustle, and Gilliard turns it into three.
Yeah, there you go.
It is a 15-0 run for Richmond from the end of the first half.
Well, Bob, I can tell you right now, the coaching staff, Coach Mooney, came out of the locker room and said they better wake up, and the freshman Wojcik did wake up with that awaken coming out of that locker room, which we thought they would. I thought they'd get a stern talking to him. Grant Golden with a career of 3 block shots already in this game, and another steal by Gilliard.
But he has his three-pointer blocked, and then from behind, stepping out of bounds and hitting the ball out of bounds, was Jake Wojcik. Of course, Jake has great basketball bloodlines. His dad, Dave, the former coach at San Jose State, and his uncle, Doug, the former head coach at Tulsa and Charleston, who you were very familiar with because you matched up against Doug Wojcik when he was the point guard at Navy in the David Robinson years.
Yeah, that's the poise and composure that Jake Wojcik has shown the Spiders in this preseason and practices and things.
Sherrod the steal, and Wojcik all over the court comes up with the ball. Richmond has turned up the intensity a couple of notches here on a Friday night at the Robins Center.
You could definitely tell that they had a stern talking to at halftime, just not playing well. Really stepped it up on a defensive end.
Sherrod can't get that one to go, and then he inadvertently bumped in to Isaiah Walton, and the foul called on Nick, just his first.
Not too many fouls called on the Spiders, and the fans know that, and they're complaining about that call. First half, the Spiders didn't foul it much at all, and Longwood hasn't shot a free throw yet.
Nope. It's a 15-0 run for the Spiders, 7 at the end of the first half and the first 8 points of the second half. Wojcik ties up Walton. Good defense by the freshman. That's why he was in the starting lineup. He has really shown something. Walton loses the ball. Smith comes up with it and just got it off before the shot clock buzzer, and it's a resounding dunk. That's how you end a 15-0 run.
With a fortunate bounce, the Spiders are all on that.
Now Richmond right back to offense. Good ball movement here. Golden from one of his favorite spots on the court. Off the glass a little bit too strong. And Wojcik ties up Flood. How about Jake Wojcik all over the court, isn't he? But the double pump layup is good by Spencer Franklin, and back come the Lancers. Richmond's lead down to 3. Golden's pass knocked away and almost stolen along that baseline. It'll still be Richmond ball.
Yeah, Grant's just out of sync on the offensive end, Bob. 1 for 4. Just haven't been able to get anything going on the offensive end.
Spiders are going to go small here, to your point, Greg. Julius Johnson, just saw him, checks in, and Golden goes out. Off of the inbounds, 15 to shoot. The ball in Jacob Gilliard's hands. He has 14 points. Julius Johnson from deep, left it short. There's Wojcik again. There's Wojcik, misses it. Tips the rebound, Gilliard saves it. Sherrod scores. We're watching Jake Wojcik grow right before our very eyes. He has been the catalyst to this Spider comeback.
Just his energy, Bob, and his understanding.
5-point Richmond lead. Again, the shot clock dwindling down on Longwood. It's going to be a hurried baseline jumper that misses, but an offensive rebound. Phillips. Flood over Julius Johnson, and KO the rebound. Excellent Richmond defense, the best of the night so far.
Yeah, a lot more movement and effort out there in the second half for the Spiders on the defensive end.
Longwood just 2 for 6 in the second half. And one for Nick Sherrod. He's in double figures with 11. 37 double-figure games now for Nick Sherrod as he starts his junior. Nick in double figures now with 11 points. He missed it, but KO the offensive rebound, and Sherrod right back to shooting, but misses the three. And Julius Johnson knocks Isaiah Walton to the ground. JJ with his first foul.
But you're okay with that if you're the coaching staff of the Spiders, Bob. The effort's there. Had a second chance opportunity. You're getting the looks, and you're starting to get second chance opportunities, rebounding. That's what you want.
Sherrod coming out of the game now with 11 points. Richmond on the court with Gilliard, KO, Yates, Golden, and Johnson. And a 7-point Richmond lead. Spiders have outscored the Lancers 12-4 here in the second half. And they have really forced Longwood to slow the pace on offense. That shot clock has lived in single digits. Walton forced that one, and Golden corrals the rebound.
That's exactly right, and force them to take tough shots with the shot clock running down. So good defense by the Spiders, second half.
But Richmond turns it over. That has been a bugaboo really for both teams. And Phillips misses the three, and here comes Richmond offense. And an offensive foul on a moving screen by Grant Golden.
Yeah, he saw that one coming. He's right in front of us to our left. But, and I'll tell you what, Bob, Phillips has taken a lot of three-point shots, and he hasn't hit any.
0 for 7 from beyond the arc.
I know he made a record 9 in the high school state tournament game in Texas, where he's from. But he hasn't found the range right now in the first 2 games of Longwood.
He actually played for Griff Aldrich in AAU ball down there in Texas when Coach Aldrich was coaching AAU teams. That's how he knew about him. Yates with the steal. 3-on-2. Golden to the basket. Off the rim, missed it. Boy, he has really struggled to find his offensive game tonight. Spiders have done a much better job on Isaiah Walton. He has not scored here in the second half. And there is the 17th Longwood turnover. Well, the two guys you would expect to score, Walton did okay in the first half with 13, but he's been bottled up, and Grant Golden with only 4 points. He hasn't scored in the second half. There's the guy who sparked the Spiders, number 11, Jake Wojcik.
Yeah, he's come in and really sparked the Spiders in the second half with his energy and his hustle plays.
And that's not a foul you want to commit on Grant Golden with the ball 18 feet from the basket with his back to the hoop. It's on Pernell Adjie, his third. Great pass by Golden to Gilliard. Couldn't get the shot off. Yates tries a three from in front of the Richmond bench and misses that one. Cintron travels.
It's amazing how many traveling calls they have, but the Spiders have really done a nice job jumping in the passing lane. Jake Gilliard getting in the lane. I just like it when they get out and run, the Spiders, after those steals, they could get easy transition buckets, and they've had a lot of them this evening.
8 steals for Richmond tonight, and the Spiders have 17 points off of these Longwood turnovers. That's been a difference in the game. Johnson gets tied up and lost the ball as it got smothered off of his chest and rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, they've got to have good ball movement. Sometimes the Spiders try to do things where everyone's watching. They want to move the ball like they've been doing. Good shots.
That'll be a reach around foul on Julius Johnson right in front of the official. That's going to get called every time when you try to poke the ball away from behind like that.
Right, especially if the guy falls. The offensive player failed, whether he got touched or not, he fell.
Well, the Spiders have picked up the intensity on defense. Longwood hasn't scored in the past 4 minutes. In fact, we've been stuck at 45-38 for a while here. Richmond hasn't scored in almost 3 minutes. Walton trying to change that, missed the drive, and Jacob Gilliard gets the foul.
Walton's a good-looking player, Bob. Good one-on-one. Can take you out the dribble. His size is 6'5". And he averaged 15.5 points last year for the Lancers.
He is a preseason second-team selection in the Big South. He's at his 3rd collegiate stop. He started at UC Davis, then went to a junior college in Iowa, and now winds up in Farmville, Virginia, Longwood in his 2nd year with the Lancers. That's the first free throw of the game for Longwood, and Isaiah Walton knocks it down. 84% foul shooter last year. Goes just 1 of 2 here, and Golden with the tipped rebound. So the Spiders by 6 with the ball. Noah Yates and Grant Golden. Man-to-man by Longwood. Golden. Tough shot for 2.
He had to work for that one, but again, isolation on the post for Grant. He took his time in that possession and made the bucket.
Biggest lead of the game for the Spiders at 8. And now a chance to go up by double figures. Golden to Gilliard. And Sherrod, the big 3, all touching the ball in sequence. Gilliard misses the 3. Isaiah Walton now 6 of 11 from the field. He also has 9 rebounds, so he's close to a double-double. Walton over Gilliard. Jake played pretty good defense on him there, but is going to be called for the foul. And it'll be the 3rd on Jacob Gilliard. And before Walton goes to the free throw line.
By Longwood, the Spiders got 17 points off of those 18 turnovers. So second half, I really like coming out of that locker room. They really picked up the intensity, led by the freshman, Jake Wojcik. Kind of rubbed off on everybody, and everybody picked up the intensity.
Wojcik in 18 minutes has 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. That's a pretty good opening night line so far.
Yeah, it is. He's quiet in the first half, trying to get his feet wet and trying to understand it. I thought he did a good job coming out in that second half.
Get our first appearance of the walk-on senior for the Spiders, Keith Otto, out of Roanoke, getting a couple of minutes here and giving Jake Gilliard a chance to catch his breath before the stretch run.
And we've seen Coach Mooney take Jake Gilliard and a couple other veteran players out in practice, Bob, just to see how they react. The other players react without those guys in. Let's see how they play without Jake and Grant Golden and the guys.
KO's driving layup was blocked, and Isaiah Walton at the other end in transition scores for Longwood.
We've got a nice little contingent of fans behind their bench.
And now it's just a 4-point game. The Spiders with the lead. Golden off the glass for two. They looked to Grant Golden there, and he responded. Spiders by 6 as we approach the 10-minute mark in half number 2. Wow, Phillips.
You know, at one point in time, he was going to hit something. That was a deep 3 by Phillips.
His first of the game, he is 1 for 8. But it cuts the Spider lead to 3. Keith Otto doing some ball handling. Wojcik. Golden missed it.
Standing still that time by the Spiders.
Walton in transition off of the dribble. Into the paint for the turnaround by Okafor, by Agee, I beg your pardon. It misses, and Sherrod the rebound. Nick is Richmond's leading rebounder tonight with half a dozen.
Very competitive game, Bob.
Longwood led by as many as 10 in the first half. The Spiders by as many as 8 here in the second half. We have 9 minutes to go. 5 to shoot. Golden misses. A 3 could tie it. Phillips, a rainbow 3.
Well, he's a confident player because he was off, and he's tied the score up with that second 3, Bob.
And it's a quick 6-0 run that has tied the game. Golden down the lane to the basket and a foul.
Good drive that time by Grant. Didn't settle for the jump shot.
And both coaches will be able to get replacements into the game.
It's a good drive that time. He didn't settle for the jump shot. Looked like it was on the floor.
Yeah, not only that, but I think they've changed the rule about when the subs come in. That was my quizzical look, Greg.
Yeah.
On a 2-shot foul, normally they wait till after the first free
shot,
throw.
yeah, yep.
But the official waved all the guys at the scorer's table in even before the first shot here by Grant. A minor technicality, but that's different than years past, right?
Exactly. And Grant missed that free throw. He left that one short.
If he makes the second one, he'll be coming out. 2 players from each team checked in before that free throw, and Julius Johnson is waiting at the scorer's table. And Grant missed them both. So his offensive struggles tonight continue. And Longwood with a chance to reclaim the lead. From the far reaches of the corner, that 3 missed by Smith, and then a foul on the rebound.
See if they can get KO going again, Bob. I like what he was doing in the first half. He was dribble drive, very athletic player. And Jake Gilliard's back in the game, so his dribble penetration leads to some open shots as well.
The foul was on Jordan Cintron, his second. Now Richmond with a chance to break the tie. Wojcik with 8 to shoot. Floater in the lane, around and good. It dances home for Jake Wojcik, who wanted a foul as well.
Yeah, he's a mentally tough kid. You can just look at him and tell he doesn't get rattled. It's a big shot.
He has 7 points. Originally committed to Siena, then they had a coaching change there, and Jake reopened his recruitment, and the Spiders were more than happy to bring him to the capital city of Virginia instead of the capital city of New York, right?
Yes, I like that.
Isaiah Walton with another 20-point game. He had 20 in their opener Tuesday. He's got 20 tonight.
Yeah, the Spiders won't like that one. That, again, dribble drive penetrations really hurt Richmond tonight.
And a near steal right in front of us.
Ball well from the field, Bob. 8 for 22 in the second half. 36%, only 2 for 8 from three-point range. They missed all their free throws. 0 for 3 so far in the second half for Richmond. It's a tie score, 51-51. Seemed like it's been a little higher than that as far as the Spiders.
And the Spiders for the game, 3 for 11 from the free throw line. That's why we're tied at the moment. Gilliard tries an acrobatic drive from the left side and has it knocked out of bounds, and the shot clock at 1 for Richmond. So Chris Mooney quickly gets Grant Golden in there to give the Spiders an interior presence if they want to try and lob one up there.
Yeah, this is the things they work on in practice with situational basketball. 1 second left on, or 2 seconds down on the shot. Added 2.
So a chance to catch and shoot for whoever Nick Sherrod inbounds the ball to. It will be Golden, who missed it off of the glass.
He rushed that one. He had a lot more time
Yes.
that time.
Now Longwood could take the lead. Phillips keeps going deeper and deeper, but he missed that one, leaving it short.
Man, that's a deep shot.
Yes, it is. He's got a green light coming off of the bus, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, not that time, because the coach looked at him and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "That's when you tell my fault, coach, my bad. I got that
Keep me in, I got it.
I'll shoot a little closer next time. I'm going to shoot it, though."
Richmond now looking to retake the lead. Golden off the glass, and good. Grant in double figures.
Patience that time. Patience.
27th career double-figure game, but at the other end, a Spider foul coming here on Nathan Kao, and that will send Longwood to the free throw line. The Spiders are over the limit.
We talked about Grant's versatility, Bob. He's really patient, plays really well with his back to the basket. And he took his time that time. He's watching to see if there was a double team, because we know he can make passes out of double team, but that time he just took his time and backed this man in and had a nice little jump hook.
1-1 for Jordan Cintron, who was just a 41% free throw shooter last year. And he showed it there. And the ball out of bounds belongs to Richmond with 5:49 to play. Spiders lost their opener to Delaware last season. Trying to reverse that trend tonight. Gilliard and Golden. And 2, G to G, Gilliard and Golden.
Yeah. Very nice two-man game by Gilliard and Golden that time. Pick and roll.
From our backboard cam, you get a good look at it.
Grant has an opportunity to go roll to the basket or spot up for the shot. That time he rolled to the basket, created the contact, and finished. Three-point opportunity here.
Now 13 points for Grant Golden, and the big 3 leading the Spiders. Golden will get a breather with 13, Sherrod with 11, and Gilliard with 14. But the 2 sophomores have been integral to Richmond. Nathan Kao with the 8 first-half points, and then Jake Wojcik with his energy in the second half.
Yeah, freshman second half has stepped up in the second half. Kao did a nice job in the first half, keeping the Spiders in the game.
Now 5-point Richmond lead, 5:25 to go. Cintron, easy from the right side.
No, it's too easy.
And the Richmond lead cut to 3. Noah Yates and Jacob Gilliard. Sherrod called for traveling as he caught the pass and went to make a baseline drive.
Right in front of Coach Mooney, who didn't think he traveled.
Sherrod tonight 5 for 11 from the field. Didn't get a chance to shoot there because of the turnover. The Spiders 12th, so they've cut down on the turnovers here in the second half. Cintron against KO. Nice pass underneath, but the reverse layup is missed. And then a foul on the rebound is going to go against Richmond. It's on Jake Wojcik.
It's a feisty Longwood team, Bob.
And why are they calling this a two-shot foul? That's not a shot. That's got to be a 1-and-1.
Two-shot.
Why would you call that a two-shot foul for Spencer Franklin? He was going for the rebound. He makes the first anyway, so he'll get the second, but with no pressure on him when they called it a 2. Noah Yates goes out. Grant Golden comes back, and Chris Mooney has the starting 5 on the court with 4:45 to go in the second half in a 2-point game.
Yeah, I see the Spiders can really finish it strong, Bob. That's what you want to see. 4:40 left. They have the ball. They're up 2. Now they got to really execute on the offensive end and get good scoring opportunities.
Who will get that scoring opportunity? Nick Sherrod will, but he's off to the left with his 3. Wojcik again trying to sneak in, but knocked it out of bounds.
He's been sneaky in there. Guys coming down with the rebound. You've seen Jake Wojcik get a couple steals.
Longwood with the ball, down 2. They could tie or take the lead. They are 6 of 23 from beyond the 3-point line. Walton cut off by Sherrod. Walton again, not cut off that time. Driving layup, he has 22, and we're tied again. That is our 5th tie of the game. There have also been 5 lead changes. Gilliard loses the ball. And Longwood with a run out and a chance for the lead. Gilliard though with the steal.
Great steal by Jake Gilliard. That was critical there. 3-on-1 that time. I'll remember that play.
Now Richmond looking for the lead. Nathan KO, 8 first-half points, nothing in the second half. Yet. Got to shoot it. Gilliard does, off the heel of the rim.
They just looked unsure of themselves that time, Bob.
Did not get a real good look as the buzzer sounded to the shot clock.
Really wanted KO to really go after it.
Cintron misses, and Sherrod had good position, and he's fouled.
Since he's been at the University of Richmond, not just been a one-dimensional player where he's shooting jump shots, he's been able to take it and drive and post up a little bit more than we've seen in these high school days here locally.
So at the moment, Julius Johnson is in for him. You see the back of Jake Wojcik. He will inbound for Richmond with Jacob Gilliard, Nathan KO, and Grant Golden rounding out the Spider 5 with 2:45 to go.
See who executes best now. The last two minutes.
Gilliard gets a screen from Golden. Spiders start with Gilliard from midcourt with 10 to shoot. Golden, nice spin along the baseline, but has the ball knocked away. Never did get it to the rim.
It's good spin and it's good recovery by Longwood. I'm feeling Jake Gilliard's going to come through for the Spiders, Bob, in this situation here.
Longwood has not led since halftime. Once the Spiders took that second half lead, and they still will not have the lead. With under 2 minutes to go. Gilliard to the basket. Finds Julius Johnson, too strong on the 3. KO goes up for the rebound, has the shot blocked, saves it on the baseline, and on the scramble for the loose ball, it'll belong to Richmond.
Good hustle by Julius Johnson on the floor, and they're going to look at this, of course, under the 2 minutes.
They will be looking to see who touched it last. Remember, the call on the court was that it is Richmond ball right now.
KO saves it very well. Nice save by KO. It's Julius Johnson fighting for the ball. And it looks right there.
I think that's off to Sean Smith of Longwood. Is that it's Richmond ball.
Yeah. Kind of funny watching the gadgets over there that the referee.
Spiders haven't scored in 4 minutes. Longwood hasn't scored in 2.5. And a low scoring game coming down to the finish. Offense was not particularly a problem for the Spiders last year. Walton, good defense by the freshman Wojcik. That's a three from the right wing that's off the mark by Smith. And a standstill three by Lorenzo Phillips gives Longwood its first lead since halftime. That looked just like the threes he hit in their opener that we highlighted on our pregame report.
A lot of time left, so don't force anything.
Gilliard underneath the basket to Golden, who missed the layup, but he's fouled. So Longwood has regained the lead on Lorenzo Phillips' third three of the second half.
He kind of sat there and said, should I take it, should I not? And he actually took it and hit it. He said he's been struggling from that three-point range, but he's made 3 of them in this second half.
2 free throws for Grant Golden, and he has struggled at the line all night, as have his teammates.
Well, I still, there's a lot of time. There's 50.7 left, Bob. And as you mentioned, Cintron's not a great free throw shooter. He's in the game, and from the Spiders, once he gets the ball, you're going to foul him.
1 of 2 at the line for Grant. And the Spiders will use a timeout. Coach Moody had, and Nick Sherrod has returned to the Spider lineup. So that's a good sign. Has recovered from the muscle spasms or cramps in the leg. Full court pressure. Gilliard has the steal.
Of course he does.
Down 2.
That's what I said. This is so good.
That is his 6th steal of the game. That was his high a season ago. He had 6 steals against LaSalle and Dayton, and he has a half dozen tonight. And the Spiders need a bucket now to tie the game. Gilliard stepped out of bounds. Jacob Gilliard stepped on the sideline right in front of the Richmond bench.
Well, do it again, Jake. Stay with it. Stay focused. It's a tough call.
Did he or didn't he?
Oh,
he did.
Yes, way out. Well, coach was asking for the arm bar foul, to be honest with you, Bob.
Sean Flood to inbound. They got it into Phillips. And Phillips is fouled by Sherrod. Lorenzo Phillips was 4 for 4 at the line Tuesday night in their season opener.
Yeah, a lot of time, 21.3. If he even makes it, Bob, if you're the Spiders, you can spread it up and get a quick 2. As in most cases, defenses do not want to foul you and give you a 3-point opportunity, so you speed dribble it up if he makes 2. If he misses it, you still got a lot of time. I would sprint it up and challenge and take it to the basket as well.
First free throw tonight for Lorenzo Phillips, who has 11 points. It's a 1-and-1. Bounced it in. Now this is a critical one. This one makes it a 2-possession game if he knocks it down. And I'm with you, Greg. Either way, I'm driving the ball to the basket.
Put the pressure on it.
Yep.
Make him call the foul from him.
21 seconds to go. Spiders have to push it. Gilliard in the corner to Wojcik. Off the dribble. That's a tough shot for the freshman. And Cintron with the rebound with 10 seconds to go. And Longwood, coming to Richmond, can ice this game with a couple more free throws.
Again, Cintron's gone to the free throw line, so be ready if you're Richmond, Bob.
Well, this would be an early season signature win for Griff Aldridge, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
He was involved in a much bigger signature win last year when he was at UMBC, but he wasn't technically even a coach on that staff.
Need him to miss.
And he does.
9.5. Again, speed dribble up. Go to the basket, Bob. You have to go to the basket. If he misses or makes, if you're Richmond, take it in. You still have a timeout left, I believe.
Yep.
It's a lot of time that guys want to settle for three.
He makes 1 out of 2, and Coach Aldrich, not taking any chances, is going to use a timeout here. Longwood with a 5-point lead with 9.5 to go.
Again, I guarantee you the Spiders want to throw it up and get a quick three probably at this point in time, Bob. Try to get a nice look at a three, and if you can hit that, then call that timeout, settle your defense, and try to prolong this game.
The Spider huddle. Longwood led by 10 in the first half. The Spiders reeled off 15 straight points between the end of the first half and the start of the second. Built as much as an 8-point lead before Longwood rallied. And until the last minute of the game, Longwood had not led since halftime. Got to push it in a hurry. The speedster Gilliard do that and get fouled.
Jeez. That's a tough call. It's a bad foul.
Yes, it is. They should not have even been close to him there. And that'll be 1 and 1 for Jacob Gilliard.
They're gonna look at the elbow. No call. There's nothing there.
Nothing there. Just a
even,
foul.
Yeah. I wouldn't even go to the monitor on that one. It's,
nope.
It's a quick look and let.
So here's Gilliard, who last year was an 84% free throw shooter.
I've seen that some teams, Bob, make the first, try to miss the second, tip it back and take a three, but you want points here.
Yep.
You can't afford to do things like that.
Boy, Jake needed all of the rim and then some, and kind of willed that one in from 15 feet away. And he has 15 points.
Yep.
And he missed the second one. So it's a 4-point game.
That was a critical one. If you make that one possession.
So this will be a 2-shot foul at this end of the court. And Isaiah Walton with a game-high 22 heads to the stripe. 4-2. His 16th 20-point game as a Longwood Lancer.
Still open.
Yep. Walton makes 1 of 2 for 23 points. One last shot for the Spiders from Nick Sherrod, misses. And the Longwood Lancers have come to Richmond and for the first time ever have defeated the Richmond Spiders. They do it in come from behind fashion, 63-58.
Well,
as the Spiders drop their second consecutive season opener.
Sorry, Bob. Very competitive game. The Spiders really got off to a slow start in that first half. And then I thought they had a lot more energy in the second half. It's a nice learning curve again for the Spiders when you have a tough loss like